A lot of people asked me nearly 2 years ago if I'd celebrated the fact that we voted to leave the European Union. Having been a campaigner for Brexit for 25 years, people thought that I might have done. Well, I didn't, because I know how the country is governed. I'm part businessman, part soldier, part politician, so I know where the levers of power are. And they're not with the little people, they're not with the ordinary people. So the fact that we all voted to leave in massive numbers, over 17 million, I knew didn't mean that we were going to leave. I knew it would be thwarted. We have a Prime Minister who campaigned for Remain. We have a Chancellor of the Exchequer who campaigned for Remain. A Home Secretary who campaigned for Remain. We have a Civil Service who are Europhile to their roots. We have a House of Lords which is Europhile to their roots. A lot of them actually on EU pensions, which they don't declare. So the whole political system in this country is corrupt. We're now 2 years in. 2 years in since we had the referendum. We're not 1 inch closer to leaving the European Union. The whole thing, of course, is a constitutional and national scandal. Is there a precedent? Well, some people have suggested there's a precedent. In 1911, of course, Lloyd George wanted to push through the National Insurance Act. It was thwarted by the House of Lords, but it was the will of Parliament that was thwarted by the House of Lords, and Lloyd George and the government of the day threatened to create enough peers of the realm to outvote the sitting House of Lords. And the Lords gave way on that point, and it led a precedent to having anything to do with a money bill, a finance bill, is that the House of Lords does not hold the final say. And I would argue this could be considered to be a financial bill. The European Union, because it's about terrorists and it's about customs unions. However, we don't have a parliament that wants to leave. The parliament, the House of Commons, want to stay. Everybody in the political class, or nearly everybody, wants to stay. And this is the problem that we have. So we don't actually have any form of electoral or judicial precedent. We've had a general election where both parties, Labour and Conservative, said they would meet the will of the people in the referendum. They both said that at the general election, and we voted on that basis. So it became non-party political. Labour Party people voted Labour, Conservative people voted Conservative on the basis that leaving the European Union was now a given. We now realise that, of course, we have been swindled, as I said we probably would be. We've been swindled. So what is the next step? We've already had a general election, we've had a referendum, everybody wants to leave, the will of the electorate is to leave, so where do we go from here? Well, I'm sorry to say this, I'm disappointed in having to say this, as a businessman, a taxpayer, a good citizen, a holder of the Queen's Commission. There is only one alternative that I can see, and that is the 17 million people who voted to leave have to go down to London and burn down the House of Commons and the House of Lords, because that's the only language these people understand. It's disgraceful, and that's the only option I can think of. They're bully boys, and the only thing bullies understand is a damn good thrashing, and that's what I'd hand out.